Welcome to the Gearbox Podcast with Jimmy Purdy. We're bringing together industry leaders and those in the daily grind. Whether you're a tech looking to level up or a shop owner navigating the business, or just here for some real talk about the automotive world, we're finding the common ground in entrepreneurship and picking up some valuable tips along the way. So buckle up, let's shift into gear. Listen, if you're anything like me, you know the struggles of inconsistent car count and tight margins. That's where Repair Shop of Tomorrow comes in. They help shop owners like us increase sales, improve efficiency, and grow our businesses with proven strategies. Check them out at repairshopoftomorrow.com today and start growing tomorrow.
Gearhead Radio on AM 1230, KPRL, and 99.3 FM with Jimmy Purdy is brought to you by Shifting Gears in Paso Robles, 1621 North River Road. Shifting Gears has you covered from your weekend cruiser to your daily commuter. And now let's join Jimmy Purdy on The Right Choice, AM 1230, KPRL, 99.3 FM, and KPRL.com.
Good morning and welcome in. Whoa, why do I sound like that? Hello.
Good morning. What do you sound like?
Mic check 1, 2. It is loud. It's like echoey?
Not for me in my headphones.
Okay.
You sound good. You look good. You sound good.
Let me turn up the beat a little bit. Dre, turn up the beat a bit. There it is. Yeah. What? Okay. Wrong mic. Sorry.
I thought about doing it. I couldn't.
Welcome in. This is Gearhead Radio. Thanks for tuning in on this Saturday morning, March 29th, 2025.
End of another month. That's why I'm here.
End of the first quarter of the year. Almost. Tax season.
Oh, geez.
How's it tax season already?
Well, it is tax season, but I hope that everyone's prepared and at least started.
It's very taxing.
You feeling exhausted yet?
It's very taxing, you know.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Anyway, phone lines are open, 805-238-5775, 805-238-5775. If you have something going on with your vehicle or you just want to chat about what's going on in the auto industry, call in. Let's chat about it. First things first, let's get the weather out of the way before we forget. Everyone likes a quick weather checkup. 9 o'clock in the morning. Today, high of 65, mostly cloudy. Now, it's going to start socking in, probably get a little windy and chilly towards the end of the day because tomorrow we got some morning showers rolling in. Highs of around 60, lows around 51 with some morning showers, and that's going to continue on through to Monday. Looks like morning showers Sunday and Monday, so we're probably going to have some wet weather all over the county.
I'm okay with that. We had a weird heat spike last Thursday, and then it got kind of cloudy and gloomy again, which I'm not ready for the heat. Come on, it's only March. It's about to be April. I'm not ready for that summer sun and
speaking of heat spikes, so next week it's going to trend upwards.
Oh no!
Starting in the high 50s into the low 60s by Wednesday. By Saturday, we're going to be back up around 75. So next weekend, sunny and 75.
I guess that's okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a good weekend.
75 is good.
74 on Saturday, 76 on Sunday to be exact.
Fair.
But I'd like to say sunny and 75.
Because it flows.
What's the song?
What song?
Sunny and 75.
Sing it.
It's sunny and 75.
Oh, that's all you got?
Yeah, you know.
Is that Beach Boys? What is that?
No, it's the country song.
I don't know.
Yeah. Sunshine and Whiskey? No, that's a different one. That's a good song too, though.
Anyways, so we're gonna have some intermittent showers. It'll be kind of cloudy, but still sunny. Should be a nice week overall. That sounds lovely.
Sure. Next week, what do we got going on next week?
The first week of April Fools.
April Fool's Day. We got some fun stuff for April Fool's Day.
I got some stuff hidden up my sleeve.
We got a phone call first. Good morning, you're on Gearhead Radio.
Good morning. Hey, I've got a 2012 Honda CR-V, and as we drive it, it's intermittent. It has the weirdest, electrical sound on the driver's side, and it's really loud. And we discovered our headlights were not completely out. We got a headlight, but not. Every time we turned the brights on, the lights would go completely out. we replace those filaments, but we can't figure out the strange sound. It's almost like a giant swarm of bees is in the side of the car.
Ooh, so it's like a buzzing sound, and it's coming from up front, like under the hood on the driver's side?
Yeah, so we just, like when you hear something like that, you pound on your dash. Well, that didn't work.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Does it sound like it's coming from under the dash, or does it sound like it's coming from up under the hood?
It's hard to say.
Okay.
It's very left. It's
Well,
so hard to say
if
when
you're
trying to
if you're having issues with the headlights, I believe that one's HID, which is ran through a ballast. So you could be having issues with the ballast of that headlamp. Another thing, it could be coming out of the fuse box that's located under the steering column, under the dash. So there's a relay in there that you could be hearing buzz. So we
couldn't figure out which relay. We tried pulling several out under the hood and under the steering. Well, it's to the left on the CRV, but we can't find it. We don't know what to pull.
Right. So you tried. That was my next suggestion was just start pulling relays until the noise went away. If you tried that, it might actually be the ballast of the headlamp. Do those ones have? That one has the little thing that goes around the headlight, right? The HID bulb. Instead of just the normal filament bulb, it has one of the HID headlamps.
Is that what that is? That funny silvery thing that's
yes.
front of it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think in that year, I'm not like a Honda guru by any means, but
Yeah.
I believe in that year they had that HID set up. So those require a ballast, which is like a secondary little box that powers that, and it's like it ups the voltage, takes it from 12 volts and ups it so that it'll project that bulb. So that might be what's going on. You'd have to obviously track that down and then disconnect that and then see if the noise goes away. But that's really the only way to do it is just disconnecting stuff until you finally get it to quiet down, and then you'll know what component needs to be replaced.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you've had issues with that headlamp, that's probably the direction I would go. I'm trying to think where that ballast
they're
is.
working fine now that we replaced that. And it's so strange that part of the filament could break and then the rest of the light would still be on.
Yeah. It could be some. It could
coil in there.
Right, the little filament. It could be related to the noise, or it could just be coincidence. It's, cars are fun like that.
Yeah.
Not
really.
Yeah, no. But if you look up like ballast replacement, so it's BALLAST, the ballast on that vehicle, you might be able to find something on like YouTube or Google that'll kind of show you where the general direction of that is. And then see if you can just disconnect it. And if the noise goes away, then you might need to order a ballast. The bad part is, those things new, they're hundreds of dollars. So they're not cheap. Yeah, that's the bad news. But at least if you can track down where the noise is, you at least can get that checked off the box. Because you might, like I said, you might have something going on with a relay, or it might be something going on with the ballast. So obviously determining what the root cause is first before we start, buying parts.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Of course.
And
good luck with it.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much. Have a good weekend.
Okay. You too. Bye.
Bye.
I have a follow-up question, even though it's not my vehicle, and I didn't want to interrupt your guys' flow. If it is the ballast, would that noise be, or whether it's the relay or the ballast, is that noise going to be constant or only when the headlights are on?
I mean, it depends what the failure is. So there's always power ran to it.
Oh, there's always power ran to it. So legitimately it can buzz constantly and it would still be one or the other.
Correct.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
I mean, depends on what the engineer decided to set up. But most of the time with those ballasts, because they run on such a large amount of, they draw such a large amount of current, you're always going to have a power battery supply, and then you'll have a switched relay contact that, so when you turn the headlights on, then it'll switch that relay, and then it'll use that larger power feed as the main source of power. So it's just got a switching voltage with a main power supply. So if that relay in the ballast has gone bad, and it's probably a transistor, it's probably not a relay, it's the same thing. It's just a better. Anyway, so it's going to have main power to it, and if that, for sake of what we're talking about, if that relay is shorted out and it's allowing a small amount of power to be energized, then you're going to have that buzzing, and what that buzzing is that relay is being partially energized. So, and it's the same if you have like a normal relay that's gone bad on the low voltage headlight, it'd be the same thing.
Makes sense.
Doesn't?
Yeah, no, it does. I mean, I wanted to know if it was constant or not, if that would make a difference.
It makes dollars. It doesn't make sense.
It's full of these dad jokes today.
Good morning, Gearhead Radio.
Good morning, Jimmy.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, that should be on the bottom, matter on the bottom of the headlight.
Oh, on the Honda?
So, yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
And yeah, should be mounted probably on the bottom of the headlight, and you'd have to pull the headlight out to get to them.
Yeah, either that or probably the bumper face. Do you have to pull the fascia off that, or just the headlight?
Yeah, I got to pull the bumper.
The whole fascia, yeah.
Pull the bumper off, pull the headlight out. Don't you
love new cars?
I've never seen one of those go bad, to be honest with you.
I haven't either, but it's funny. A 2016 Honda CR-V we had come through the shop, and the transmission failed. Just complete just failed. Stopped moving altogether. And it's like, really, in a Honda? I mean,
with only 150,000 miles.
But as these cars are getting newer, this stuff's breaking that we normally didn't used to see. But who knows?
Yeah, like I haven't seen one fail, especially I haven't heard one make any noise. But
yeah, I mean, I guess it depends what maybe some water got in there, or maybe eroded.
Yeah.
Or noises are tough,
but
man.
Like I say, you got to pull the headlights to get to them.
Yeah. I mean,
and which means you pull the bumper.
And don't you love new cars with the headlight? It's like 3 hours to do a headlight replacement or a headlight. Like, your headlight bulb went out. How much is that? Oh, it's $600. Like, what for a headlight? Yeah, unfortunately.
600?
Or
I'm replacing headlights that are $1,200, $1,500, $1,800.
Oh, I mean just to replace the bulb.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? That's including the whole headlight, the HID ballast. Who knows? I've seen some of those like $2,500 for just the freaking the assembly.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Those and mirrors also.
Oh
yep.
Man.
Yep.
So,
all right.
I hear noise in the background.
You got it. Thanks, Tom. Have a good weekend. Bye. We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. And welcome back. You're tuned into Gearhead Radio on AM 1230. Thanks for being here. I'm your host, Jimmy Purdy from Shift'n Gears Auto Repair, located in Paso Robles at 1621 North River Road in Paso Robles. Here to take care of all your automotive repair needs and maintenance needs. What kind of vehicles?
All vehicles, pretty much. But we
vehicles,
specialize in domestic and import. So Chevy, Ford, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Honda, Hyundai, Toyota, Subaru. That's kind of the meat of the sandwich, if you will. The salami, the turkey, the ham. We've got a club going on, all the meats.
Is that like the greens, beans, tomatoes? Yes, check us out online at shiftngears805.com, and you can schedule your appointment there or give us a call, 805-238-6202. But today and today only,
you get to pick Jimmy's brain.
You are lucky enough to be tuned in to get Leigh-Ann and myself here at your disposal for the next 45 minutes. So 805-238-5775 is the number to call in. In the meantime, we have... What do you have? Do you have anything good?
Well, I have some historical, interesting information.
Nobody wants to hear that stuff.
Let's start with the fun stuff. Let's start with what you have.
Next week is April 1st, and if you didn't know that, that's April Fool's Day. So that's always fun. And one of the fun things is this, the pranks that we can pull on each other in the shop, and then obviously anything in between. So there's some automotive April Fool's Day pranks that some of the bigger car manufacturers have put on throughout the years, and it's pretty interesting to listen to them.
I want to know what they are.
What was one of the ones that you came up with for a joke?
Well, pranks on friends, not from car manufacturers.
No, this is not
recommended.
This is not recommended. Disclosure.
So there's a couple ones that everyone should know about. Number one is connecting the brake switch to the horn switch. Right? Yeah, so every time they brake, the horn goes off.
The easier thing is to do is if they have a trailer plug, you can get a little trailer, and then you can wire in a horn to the brake output, and then all you got to do is just plug it into the 7-way, and then just kind of zip tie the horn up into the bumper somewhere, so you don't even need to get into the car. But
I don't care who you are. That's just funny.
good morning, you're on Gearhead Radio.
Hi, how you doing?
Well, good.
Hopefully you guys having a good weekend. I have a 1999 Dodge Ram, and things runs fine. But when I go to like Home Depot, that off ramp, and I go around that curve and other places, the red light comes on my dashboard, says check your gauges. I look at my gauges; the gauges are fine. Is that some kind of short or something?
Ooh, good question. 99 dot and it's the gas.
What's that?
It's the gas model.
Yeah,
or
it's
diesel.
the gas. 5.7, I think.
It should be 5.2 or 5.9, but the gas model would be different than the diesel. That's important to know. So on a bigger curve, you hit it. Now, does it audibly beep, or just that red check gauges light on the bottom left of the dash comes on?
No, it beeps. It's like, the roundabout, too. Over here on 46, I live out that way. I come around that thing sometimes. If I go just a little too fast, I mean, not that I'm going that fast, but
right.
It'll go beep, beep, and then check your gauges. And then once I'm through the curve on a straightaway, this thing's fine. It's just the weirdest thing.
Well, let me ask you, do you check the gauges? Are any of the gauges out of their normal area when that happens?
No, yeah, they're fine. I look at them, they're fine. I check the oil. The oil is, up to where it's supposed to be. I didn't check the water in the radiator. Probably should have done that, but it's kind of bizarre. Yeah,
if the temp gauge isn't swinging, then so that red check gauge is going to be oil pressure, voltage, or coolant temp. That's going to be the trigger. On the back of the dash, it's all wired into a resistor, and if any of those gauges go extreme one way or another, so it's like when you turn the key on, that check gauges light will be on because all the gauges are buried on the low side. As soon as you start it and they all get in the middle, then that check gauges light turns off. So that's kind of bizarre. I've actually had that similar issue. I think it was on a Ford. I don't remember, but they're all the same. It was a bad module on the back of the cluster itself. So there actually wasn't anything going on. It was that the actual light was just being turned on. I don't know why when you turn, though, that would cause that issue.
It's like the wiggle test if something's pulling on that G-force.
Maybe if you can, and be careful because it's a Dodge, so you don't want to hit the dash too hard because it'll just turn into dust. But if you can, if you can gently tap that and see if you can get that light to reoccur just by tapping it, I'm just wondering if something is going on in there. I'm trying to remember if that has a potentiometer in it. I don't think it does. For turn, that's too old to be like a yaw rate sensor. I bought this thing. It's from Texas, and some people have kind of messed with changing the radio, and then it has a CB radio. They took that top thing where the lights are up above and mounted it up there. So somebody's been wrenching on this thing, and so that's what I'm kind of thinking. Yeah, not uncommon for 26 years old.
Well, did it just start happening, or has it been going on for a long time?
Well, personally, I bought it for a ranch truck. I don't drive it all that much, but it just started 3-4 weeks ago.
I see. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, a couple things without getting too far into the weeds with what it might be. The easiest things to do is give it the tap test, see if you could come on. Have someone maybe in the vehicle sitting, watching with the key on, and just kind of give all the wires under the hood a little wiggle test. Locate the oil pressure sensor, locate the engine temp sensor, and then find those harnesses and be delicate with it. Don't go yanking on them because you might move it away from, if there's a contact point where it's just rubbed through the harness and you go and grab that harness, then it's going to go away for months and you're like, oh, I think it all of a sudden stopped doing it. so you really gently move them around.
Everything's delicate on this thing, because like you said, it's old and too many people have put their hands on it. So I got to kind of go through it. But,
I don't think that one has an oil level sensor. I think that was later, and I think it was GM that started that. So I don't think there's an oil. I don't think that. No, the Dodge doesn't have an oil level sensor. It'll just be the oil pressure sensor. The other thing, obviously, the more in-depth thing is going to be putting a scan tool on it and then driving it during that event and then watching the scan tool data and see if maybe, because sometimes the gauges will give a placeholder value and you might actually be having something going on, but the gauge output will only show you, oh, everything's fine, right? And then the check gauges light comes on because that's the output from the PCM that actually might be having something going on. So I don't think that's I don't think that's what it is. It's probably going to be maybe something along the lines of a wire that's rubbed through that's just making contact. So when you're turning, the engine's being twisted just enough to kind of touch that bare part of the wire. That's probably what it is. Or it could be...
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, or it could be something in the dash itself. So you might just have to get a new dash, and that might fix it as well. I've had that before with the check gauges light. The red light would come on, and we went through everything, and it ended up being the actual cluster itself was bad.
Wow. How come those dashes blow apart like that?
I don't know.
Good Lord.
Just the material.
That's like the worst thing I've ever seen.
Man, try removing one of those on a 99 and getting it back together in one piece. It's like it just falls apart in your hands.
Yeah,
sorry about your AC works now. Sorry about your dash.
No, it's you almost that carpet people put on their dashboard. You almost have to get that, glue it on, and then take it off, so you have something to at least hold it together.
Oh man, that's a good idea. Yeah.
And then all right, Jimmy and your wife. Thank you very much.
Yep. You got it. Thanks. Have a good weekend.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Damn Dodges. I mean, the rest of the truck stays together all right.
Hey, they're good trucks. If the plastic dash goes after 30 years, I'd say you're fine. if that's your biggest worry,
hey, a dash,
some random little maintenance issues.
The dash on a Chevy doesn't come apart like that.
Oh, so now we know what side you're on.
I think we all know. Yeah, that's an interesting one.
There's nothing like a wiggle test.
I was going to the direction I was going to because I've seen on Toyota 2001 or 2002 they put yaw rate sensors in the steering wheel, which is basically if the wheel is turned to a certain amount, right, that it knows how far the angle the wheel's being turned. So if you're kind of driving down the road and it sees you doing, say, 40 miles an hour, and then it sees like a 90% yaw rate from the steering wheel, it shuts down the fuel, shuts down the power, and all the lights come on and they blink at you, and because it's in the advanced track, so it thinks that you've lost control, right? And the steering wheel's turned 90 degrees, and you're still going, and the back wheels are still going 40 miles an hour. That's called a yaw rate sensor, and I've had those fail to where it'll be fine going straight, but if you turn the wheel any more than like 10 degrees, it'll all of a sudden default to like 90, and then you lose, and then it just shuts the truck down. So I know that's a little far of what he's talking about, but I've seen that too. So sometimes it's not the actual input into the module, it's the output from the module, right? So you actually might not have something wrong going on, but the module in itself is faulty, and now it's, or anything in between. So it's difficult. Just like with the gauge, like the check gauges might just be that the cluster is bad and it's just throwing that light. I don't know why turning would make a difference, but anyway.
Well, gravity.
We got to take a break. Be right back. Hey, sorry to cut in, but I got to let you know about our exclusive coaching partner of the Gearbox Podcast, Repair Shops of Tomorrow. If you're ready to take your shop to the next level with proven strategies for profitability, ARO growth, and operational efficiency, visit repairshopsoftomorrow.com and start shifting your business into high gear. Welcome back. You're tuned into Gearhead Radio on KPRL. Thanks for being here.
The right choice.
You made the right choice. This is where
today, at least.
This is where the people. This is where the people come to talk. Is that the other one?
Talk about cars and stuff.
It's where the North County comes to talk. There we go. That's what it was.
North County's the best. We love North County. But of course,
you're only saying that because South County can't hear us. Feeling a little better. I'm having the Black Rifle Energy. This is a pretty good drink.
Once again, do not recommend, do not condone energy drinks. I can only condone tea and coffee.
Good morning. You're on Gearhead Radio.
Hi, good morning, Jimmy. Hey. And Leigh-Ann.
Good morning.
Good question. I've got a trailer, and I have two F-150s, and this is why I think I've isolated to the trailer itself. I will continuously get a trailer connected, trailer disconnected signal on the truck.
Ooh, my
And
favorite.
it happens on. I love it. It happens on both trucks, so I'm assuming it's on the trailer. I've changed the brake box because it's a 2-axle trailer, and I've changed the entire cord, the 7-pin cord, all the way in. Which wire? I assume there's only one wire that tells the truck the trailer is disconnected. And so instead of trying to trace out all 7 wires, is there one wire I should be tracing out to find out where
good.
it's either grounding out or shorting?
That's a good question. It's going to be run through the ground side, so it's going to send power out, and then it's going on the ground back. So having a good ground contact point is going to help, making sure that the it obviously grounds through the ball, but if you have a lot of rust there, that might be part of the problem. Usually the weight of the trailer and it moving around, eventually it'll wear in a contact and it'll have a good ground. So just make sure the ball's clean, and you got a little bit of grease on there and it's making a good ground contact there on the ball. Step one. And then you can, so the 7-pin contacts are pretty easy. They're obviously, you have the left, right, and then those are both used for brakes. Then you have your brake output, auxiliary power output. You have your different ones, and you can go there with like a power probe, if you have a power probe, or just like an extension with a power, and just back, and you can hit each pin on the trailer and just make sure all the lights work like they're supposed to, from that 7-pin, because you could have something going on, and they do make like a control box that you can plug that in, and it allows you to power all the lights on the trailer independently. But all you need is what a power probe is that'll send power.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and they have them on like the TikTok shop for like $20 right now. And you just hook up to a battery, and then you can just hit each pin and just send power and just make sure everything works, make sure the trailer brakes work and all that kind of stuff. The trailer brakes is another one that I've had that issue with, where there was a bad ground on the trailer brake. Do you have trailer brakes on it?
Yeah.
So you'll have one wire.
I changed the whole trailer brake assembly.
Right, but
put a brand new one on.
Yeah,
still did it.
The vehicle harness. So there's 2 wires, 2 white wires that come out of those trailer brakes. One wire goes to the power, then you should have another one that grounds to the frame of the trailer. Did that have a good ground on it?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
I'll double check it though.
Yeah, make sure that's a good ground, because I've had multiple trailers do that exact same thing, and it ended up just being the bad ground on the trailer brakes. So there isn't one individual thing that will show that module in the truck that it's disconnected or reconnected, but I've seen personally that a bad ground from the trailer brakes will cause that. It'll just all of a sudden you hit the brakes and then it says trailer disconnected, and then you're driving and it says trailer reconnected, and you're like, what?
Yeah, it's a little frustrating.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And so, checking your lights independently to make sure you have nothing going on with the circuit. And I would say more than likely the issue is going to be a ground. I would 90% sure it's going to be a ground. It's either going to be the trailer brake ground or the ground to the contact of the truck.
Okay, because even when it says disconnected, if I'm not moving, all the lights and everything work. We can hear when you hit the brakes, you can hear the electric brakes kicking in.
Yeah.
Even when it says disconnected.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And all 4 are working though, right? Because I've had them before where, because I've had them where I've lifted up the trailer and then you'll hit it and you'll hear the brakes come on, but like the back tire will still spin, and that's what's causing that trailer disconnected light to come on.
All right, I'll check that out.
Yeah, just make sure you like lift the trailer up off the ground and have some hit the brake and make sure that all 4 are actually stopping. And if they're not, then you've isolated the culprit.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah, I hope that helps. Trailers are kind of frustrating.
Yeah,
thanks. They're way too simple to be this frustrating.
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah.
But, all right, cool. Thank you much. I appreciate it.
Let me know how it goes. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Bye. Good morning. You're on Gearhead Radio.
Hi, Jimmy. I was wondering if you could enlighten me on what a module is, what it looks like, and I guess different cars have different amounts. There's body sensors. If you get in a bumper, little crash, it'll say that you can't, it'll lock it in, and it seems like there are little computers spread around the cars. Is my concept right?
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Yeah, it's definitely not like a PC, like a laptop computer, and they do come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes. You can have like a transfer case control module is about the size of like a 4-inch tablet. It's just it's a small little box, and then you can have modules that are like the VCMs on Chevy trucks where they're like about the size of a closed laptop. So, and then everything in between. So a module is basically anything that's going to have 4 or 5 or more wire inputs into it. So you have your power, your ground, and then you're going to have communication lines going to it, and then any sort of outputs to it. So yeah, as far as shapes and sizes, they're all over the place as far as what they are, but it's basically self-contained with some sort of a processor, some sort of a transistor or relay built into it. Like an ABS module is the size of a cell phone, and it just mounts to the top of the hydraulic component. So yeah, modules are very vast and like the different arrays that they use in vehicles.
Kind of little command centers, or
you can put it that way.
Genre of control, so to speak.
And like you could even call like the smart. They call them SJB, smart junction boxes, or what does Chrysler call them? I just lost what the. But like it's part of the fuse box. So even just the fuse box can be considered a control module if it's got any sort of integration into it. So if it's got any sort of outputs in it, where it's not just strictly inputting voltage and outputting voltage through a relay, if it actually can control certain outputs, then you can technically call it a module because it's got its own brain, right? And all that takes is a microprocessor, and a microprocessor's the size of your thumbnail. So if that's embedded into a circuit board, then you can call that circuit board a module. If that's embedded into a fuse box, or it's very, very vast.
Okay. And kind of helpful for troubleshooting because it's got to be something involving that.
Yeah, and sometimes it like for me it'll overcomplicate it because obviously it's kind of a magic box, and so you just if you can't find anything else right away, you just instantly want to blame that. Right? Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh, it's got to be the computer then. Well, a lot of computers, a lot of the processors, a lot of the modules are actually pretty robust, and they really don't have a lot of failures. And I guess that comes with experience of like seeing which ones fail over time. Then you can start, okay, well, that's probably the problem because I've already checked A, B, and C. Our diagnostic process when it comes to calling out a module is if there's nothing else that we found wrong. Right. It's very difficult to like say, oh, this module's doing X, Y, and Z, so that means it's bad. It's actually, no, we've checked every other possibility in the vehicle, and so there's nothing else left but the module. Yeah.
Terrific. Guilty by association.
There you go. That's a good way to put it. I like that.
Thank you for the enlightenment.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that's true. That was a good question. It's everything but. We've literally checked everything else in the vehicle.
Well, but
by deductive reasoning.
But then it's like the same.
It's
the same thing as like when you move my keys and I can't find them anywhere.
That is not the same.
It's the same thing. It's like
that's wildly different.
But it's like I've looked everywhere, and it's like, well, no. If you've looked,
she must have moved
if you've
them.
looked everywhere, then you would have found them, right? It's like, or it's like continuing. It's like continuing to look for your keys after you've already found them. It's like, oh, it's the last place I looked. Like I sure hope it was the last place you looked. You didn't keep looking after you found them, did you? But what I mean is like sometimes you miss stuff. Like you think you've checked everything and you call out the module and then like come to find out there's actually some other things that you didn't check.
That you could have checked.
That you could have checked. And it's like, but you're just trying to be efficient. Like, I think I've checked everything, so it must be the module. It's like, well, no, there's other stuff.
Module's kind of an easy scapegoat.
Good morning. You're on Gearhead Radio.
Hello, Jimmy. I have a question for you.
What you got?
I want to put a digital oil reader or gauge in my Toyota, and so I sent away for it. I gave my VIN number, and they sent me back one, but it doesn't look like the little module will fit where the sending unit the stock one is at. So is there a way to bridge between the pickup unit to the block? Or should I try to find out another place I can plug it in where I can have access to it to measure the oil pressure in the motor?
What year?
It's a 93.
93.
22 RE.
Yeah, 22 RE. So are you looking for like a oil pressure tap to actually put the sender in?
Yeah. Well, how would I go about it? Well, when I go to the auto parts store,
Sure.
what do I have the module that's that has I can read the pressure, but it doesn't look like it's the same threads as what's in the block.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that is. I've run across. So, I guess I'm with the module. I'm not sure what that means exactly, but what your goal is to put an external oil pressure gauge on it. That's the main goal here.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, Autometer makes a really nice one with like it'll actually send oil pressure all the way up to the gauge.
I already have. I've already sent away for it, and I have it.
Okay.
I have the parts.
Okay.
And I have the wire.
But you're just trying to find somewhere to screw it into the engine.
Or a way to what should I
the easiest,
do or look for?
Yeah, the easiest thing is going to be somewhere on the oil filter adapter housing. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think on the 22RE where the oil pressure tap is.
There isn't
one.
There's just that round little hole there, and where the filter screws in. Where mine goes in is at the bottom of the pan. There's like where the block meets the oil pan. There's a little hole there, and that's where the oil pressure's at.
You could put a T in, like a brass T on the original.
Okay.
So if you take the original one out and go get like a little brass T, you could then retain the original one and then tap into
Okay, but
that new
where
one.
do I find that brass key at?
Oh, a little T?
Yeah.
I'm right up against a break. I will give you some good information here after the break.
Okay.
Stay tuned. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
And welcome back. You're tuned into Gearhead Radio. That's kind of a short break, huh?
That went by real fast.
I didn't get my mandatory 15. I didn't even take lunch yet.
Just a swig of your energy drink.
So the oil pressure gauge on a 22RE Toyota, 22R, 20R. I think the stock location is on the bottom under the motor mount. There should be two there, but I think the 20Rs had two and the 22RE only had one. But if I'm understanding correctly, we want to retain the original idiot light, right, or the red light that comes on at the oil pressure gauge. So we don't want to lose that, but we also want to add a gauge, right? Because it's a sender or it's a switch, and the switch is the light, which is a one-wire sensor. So as long as there's oil pressure, the light will stay off, and as soon as it loses oil pressure, it grounds the contact in that switch, and the light turns on. But we want to gauge to see how much oil pressure we have.
Yes.
It's going to use the same oil pressure, though.
But we want to gauge and not just a pass or fail type light.
Right, we want both.
Yeah, we want both.
Because you don't want to see the light on.
Yeah, no, we want both.
So I guess you could replace the sender, the switch with a sender, and then just pull the bulb out of the dash.
Why would that just sounds unnecessary. Just add the gauge.
So I think running a brass T would be best. Like Blake's, if you went over to Blake's, they can help you with that. That guy over there is pretty sharp. That's where I get all my stuff. I have a box of brass fittings that would blow your mind because I've like run across this so many times. And like the Chevys, the LS Chevys, they have a special thread for their oil pressure senders. So if we have an issue where it's like it's setting a light for low oil pressure, then obviously we want to like see what the oil pressure is, because I've had just as many fail for a bad a sender switch as I've had for an actual failed oil pump, right? And you don't want to just throw a sender in there if you got actual low oil pressure, right? We want to make sure we get the new oil pump on there. So anyway, they have a special thread, so I had to buy like a special adapter fitting to put my gauge in, because they have a unique thread. Man, the amount of different thread pitches is just unreal. There's like a British pipe thread and a standard pipe thread, and then you have all the different ones in between. Mitsubishi's another one that I still haven't been able to find the correct thread to test the oil pressure on those. Anyway, yeah, you're going to want to pull that sender out and then go get those threads matched so that you can get like a small male-to-male threaded brass pipe in, and then you can get a T with the T having the thread for the original switch, and then the other thread on that T for your sender, and then thread that T onto the threaded male end of the male-to-male pipe thread. Does that make sense? Did you follow that?
If I slow that down, I'm glad these are recorded because I would definitely have to go back and listen. I wouldn't be able to write it down that fast.
I hope that helps. You're on Gearhead Radio.
Yeah, howdy. I'm looking to rebuild my Toyota truck starter. I'm wondering if you guys know anybody or any shops that's still rebuilding those things, putting brushes in, etc.
Not around here. I think there's one in Santa Maria, and I can't off the top of my head remember who they were.
Okay.
Man, who was doing that? There was a place around here doing it for a while. It's pretty simple when you pull it apart. I just don't know if you're going to be able to find parts for it. The brushes and the brushes and the commutators they're pretty tough to get your hands on.
Are they?
And then by the time you get everything and spend all the time with it, it's like a new starter's, I don't know, a couple $100. So it's like,
yeah, the auto parts stores, non-OEM starters, I probably want to stay away from those. But what would be the best place to access a non-OEM starter?
Who's for a Toyota? That is a good question.
Well, yeah, good luck with rebuilds or whatever. Have you had good luck with any source for rebuild starters?
Like I haven't had many issues with the Beldens from Napa or the O'Reilly's ones that they have. I can't remember the name, the parts brand name off the top of my head.
Okay.
Ultima
is one of them.
Yeah, Ultima's one of the Reman ones. I'd probably stay away from the Reman ones, being it's a Toyota. I'd definitely make sure you spend the couple extra bucks for the new one.
Yeah.
They're pretty solid. I mean, I haven't had obviously anything new has never ever worked, so you always have that possibility that something can go wrong. I think rebuilding is obviously the more quality part, but it's like, what's the quality of the commentators? What's the quality of the brushes that you're going to get? It's the same ones that they're using, So, unfortunately, that's just kind of the. Hopefully,
when keep that Toyota reliability, I got to buy one from Toyota.
Yeah. Well, hopefully with these the manufacturing coming back to the United States here in the next year, we'll start getting some better quality parts.
Great. Let me ask you one more real quick. Yeah. Any news on the smog law changes?
Other than the Leno law coming in, I think it's still being pushed, but nothing new.
Nothing new.
Yeah. Hopeful.
It'd be neat if you could update that whenever you hear anything good. Like I've got some diesels that are non-compliant and this and that, and as well as the gas vehicles that we'd love to get smog exempt.
Oh, I absolutely will. Just make sure you get out there and vote.
Yeah, you bet. Always. All righty. Well, hey, I hear the price of handguns is going up. I think all the Tesla owners are having to go out and buy guns these days.
That might be what's going on.
Anyhow, you guys take care. Thank you.
Good luck with your Toyota. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Yeah, we were, the NRA dinner. Ended up picking up a couple guns. Had to go over to Roosters. Man, that is a strange amount of stuff that you have to do to pick up your guns.
Well, I wasn't there with you, so I can't.
Well,
They
called you.
Well, I'm glad they called me because guess who won the guns? I did.
But it's mine. I mean.
Well, I gifted them to you. That's why they had to call me because I had them under my name because I won the raffles. The NRA dinner was amazing, fun, absolutely wonderful.
We don't really know who won that raffle because we had many people dropping tickets in the bucket, so no one really knows whose ticket it was. I'm going to try to get one more call here. Good morning, you're on Gearhead Radio.
Good morning, Jimmy.
I
was wondering if you mentioned cruise nights coming up again.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. You got about a minute, and then we got to get out of here.
All right. Well, next Friday, April 4th, cruise night starts up again in Templeton, 6 o'clock or 6 p.m. in the evening, Main Street, Templeton. And then at Tascadero, we moved to the Kmart parking lot for like a show and shine. And we thought maybe we'd bring some RC cars out and do some little drag racing with the RC cars.
Oh, that's awesome.
That kind of stuff. Try to get a little more interest. Tascadero is a good turnout, but it's not really good for cruising anymore because they've torn up the downtown real bad.
That's true.
But anyway, we're starting up again April 4th, Templeton Main Street.
All right.
Hope to see you there again this year.
We'll definitely be there. I'll have to get the C10 going and give it its debut.
All right.
Cool.
We're looking for you.
All right. We'll see you there next Friday.
Oh, all right. Bye now.
Bye.
All right. 4-4. First Friday cruise in Templeton.
Templeton, and then Atascadero, and then Paso Robles, and then Santa Margarita, and then
San Miguel.
San Miguel.
Taps. Got to do the extra for that fifth Friday.
The extra what?
A little sizzle for San Miguel, because they're the rowdy crowd.
Yeah, take it easy.
Maybe not this year. Hopefully. I know there was some back and forth last year, but this year's going to be better.
Yeah. Busy morning.
Yeah, I'm glad we got the amount of calls that we did, and those were all really good questions, and those are kind of things that come through the shop a lot too.
That's true. I'll have to do my April Fools next week.
You'll tell stories of what we did, is what you're going to do.
Yeah, maybe.
It's going to be after April Fools.
That's true. Have a great weekend, everybody. Have a good April Fools.
Thanks for having me.
Until next Saturday. See ya.
Gearhead Radio with Jimmy Purdy is brought to you by Shifting Gears and Paso Robles on River Road. You can trust Jimmy and his team to take care of you and your vehicle the first time, every time. You're listening to The Right Choice, AM 1230, KPRL 99.3 FM. Paso Robles, Tascadero, and Templeton.
All right, Gearboxers, you know I keep things running smooth, engines and beards alike. That's why I trust the Bearded Brotherhood for top quality all-natural beard care. From their best-selling Woodsman to my favorite, Thieves, they keep me looking sharp and smelling fresh. Check this out. Get 15% off every order with the code GEARBOX15 at thebeardedbrotherhood.co/Gearbox15. Your beard will thank you.